Jungle.
Welcome everyone, I'm Aaron Gomez. Welcome to part 2 of the mashup. Today we have a special guest, an old friend from high school, Brooke Rose. How you doing?
Hi everyone, I'm good.
So
Glad to see you.
I know. So we actually haven't seen each other since EDC. I'd say like 2013, which
The
is probably
good rave days.
I know. It's funny because in high school, people used to make fun of me because I used to go to Soundgarden all the time, and now I'm seeing people today going to raves, and I'm like, oh, I'm so over it.
Yeah, me too. Like my 18th birthday was at Soundgarden to go see Diplo.
Oh my god. No, that was wow, Diplo.
Yeah.
That was when he was like actually not that big, but that was when Soundgarden used to go till 4 a.m.
It was crazy.
But like I kind of wish that it could come back just one more time so we can say we went in the 21-year-old section.
Yeah, that would be lit. I forgot there was different
I
sections.
know. Well, the thing is with the story with Soundgarden, they weren't apparently they weren't paying their bills. And of course there's like, a whole drug thing going on, which is
Yeah.
insane. But like Philly at the time was such a huge place for EDM.
Yeah, it really was. And it was like a good environment too because it wasn't too big, wasn't too small.
Yeah, like New York. But it's just funny because I was talking to some people from our grade, and they're like, you're going to look back at it and laugh. And I'm like, listen, I'm going to laugh, but I'm not going to regret it. So judge me what you
100%.
want. So that was the thing about, the whole EDM scene. But what have you been up to since high school? I mean, it's been like forever. I think every guest I'm going to have is like, I haven't seen them in years.
I know.
So,
it's good to catch up. When you reached out, I was mad excited.
I know. Thank you for coming.
Of course. I did the whole college thing. That was an interesting but
So
fun
lame.
experience. But yeah, I had to take like 2 times off, but it was cool. And then since then, I just was kind of figuring out what I'm doing with my life.
Yeah.
Which was a scary experience at the start because I thought I had to have everything together.
I
I
know.
had to know what I knew what I wanted to do, but now I'm kind of like loving the fact that I don't know what I want to do because I'm comfortable.
I think
with it.
not knowing is the fun path of doing
Yeah.
everything. Because I think like everyone's saying college is the answer. Really, is it the answer? Because people are coming out of college. We have so many loans, and some people aren't even working still.
Yeah.
So
To me, it was like college. I thought I had to do it. I thought I had to like get my degree, and I got my degree. Originally, I got it for my family, but I really got it like once my grandma passed away. She's the one that
Yeah.
convinced me to go back.
yeah, that's nice.
But going to college really did take a little bit off of like my self-esteem. Like it made me question
Really?
a lot of things, which is crazy because I learned a lot, but it took me to switch my major, to switch everything I was working at, to get to the point where like I loved college again.
Yeah.
Because everyone's like, oh, it's the best 4 years of your life. Like I did it in 4.5. I didn't do it in 4.
I'm in the 4.5 too. So
it was different. But by the end of it, I did love it. But at first, I was very questionable because I was like, I thought I knew what I wanted to do. And I was like, why am I here?
Is that what like changed your confidence in yourself?
Yeah, it was kind of all the experiences I went through. I mean, in my whole life, but college was definitely the most growth that I had. And since then, that I got comfortable.
No, I'd say that too. Because if I like had to talk to my 18-year-old self, like my 18-year-old,
what would you say?
my 18-year-old degenerate self, high school, I'll admit I didn't even try in high school, and luckily I got into college, and to be honest, I wasn't in like the best crowd, and some of these people like in this crowd, they're all like, some people are just dying off that I know, that I grew up with, and like I'm actually like blessed and happy that I didn't go that path, and I managed to fix myself. I'd say like junior year of college I fixed myself, and then I ended up graduating with honors like somehow.
That's
But
awesome.
It's awesome. It's awesome, but like I'm filming this podcast at my parents' house. But the reason I'm saying I like graduate with honors is to show the audience that like you can have the best grades but still be in a funk.
Yeah,
even
100%.
post college. So I fixed myself. If I could talk to my 18-year-old self, I would just tell him, straighten up. Some of these people are just temporary. Now actually today my closest friends are like 6 people. Instead of, would you rather have 100
more
pennies?
than I have.
Stop. But it's like, that's the best type of friends you should have, because, you want to keep it tight knit instead of having to please everyone.
Yeah, it's definitely like quality over quantity. It took me a really long time to learn that you really have to be okay with outgrowing things, but more importantly, people.
Yeah.
Because the energy you bring around yourself can like weigh you down mad heavy.
Yes. Like the people you surround yourself with.
Yeah.
That's why, like, right now, I feel like all of us after senior year of high school, we were like, oh, we're going to be friends forever, blah, blah, blah. And then you just grow out of things. It's not that they're a bad person. It's just that you grow out of some things. You don't match up or have that chemistry anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is crazy.
It's a weird thing to think about, but I feel like you can still see the people and be like, yo, what's up? Like, there's no bad blood. It's just that you've gone your separate ways.
I know.
As long as, like, they're happy, like, that's what matters.
Yeah, that does
it's, like,
matter.
nice to catch up with people that you haven't seen, even though you've, like, I haven't seen you in forever. But
I know.
I was so happy. I was, like, cool, because we were always, like, on the same
And
wavelength.
we were just texting that day, like, hey, like, how are you? And I was like, listen, I'm going to ask you these questions all over again.
I know.
So don't, like, be surprised if I played stupid.
No, it was cool, because I was just, like, there's some people that you're, like, oh, it's mad close within high school. And, like, we were close, but we weren't, like, best friends. But like as soon as you hit me, I was like, I used to love hanging out with them. Like, I miss them. So I'm really happy to be here and catch up.
No, thank you. Like, that's the thing. Like, I think anyone should do this. Like, try to be nice to anyone, but the reason I did it was because I just think human beings are so fascinating. It's like everyone has their own story.
Yeah,
because like I can't lie. Like, listen, everybody talks a little smack about everyone else, and I've witnessed it. I've done it myself. But, like, once I get to know someone, it's just a whole different, like, universe or story I didn't know, no matter, like, what your economic status is, you're poor, you're middle class, you're rich, like a rich person say that, like, the house might be nice from the outside, but you don't know what's going on the inside.
Yeah, that's, like, one of the things that I focus on with BTheliight is, like, that you never really know what anyone's going through. So the way I kind of started... Should I get into it?
Okay. So we're gonna go into BTheliight, which Brooke actually brought up, and I wanted to bring her in for. So let's just get into it.
So BTheliight, it's kind of been on pause for a little because I've been working on some content. But what it is exactly, I started it as like my own outlet because I was going through some shit. Are we allowed to curse?
Yeah. Okay. I said fuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was going through some shit, and I was like, I need an outlet more than just like journaling because my arm, I've been having some health issues too. So it's like I couldn't journal anymore. It's like I'm going to type, record, whatever I could do. But it kind of was like I always had 3 outlets that let me escape, which was music, talking about mental health with other people, and just getting to know people because that's the best form of like healing, and spirituality. Yeah. So those 3 things I kind of put together. I made playlists of music that would help me in like a mood that I was in. So I posted like all those, and then I would pull like tarot cards and read them and post like the meaning of them and what they did for me to give me something to believe in. And then it kind of grew, and people were saying like a lot of people were coming to me about how they were feeling. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna just like have people tell their story, and I want to show them not to be afraid, so I'm going to go ahead and tell mine, which was a really scary but
takes balls,
liberating feeling.
Yeah, like, it really does.
Because I was like, honestly, I don't care if one person watches it. Like, the one person that will watch it, it might make a difference to them, and that's what matters. Yeah. Because for me, people look at my life like everyone has like a different perception of everyone, but it's like certain people think certain things and they really don't know what's going on. So I was just like, I'm gonna tell my story, not like everything, but basically a good synopsis of it. Yeah. And then you can have your perception. You can think what you want, but you at least heard it from my side, because how you feel about your life, it's your life. So no one can like tell you you're right or wrong. It's not so much a controversial thing. And then it opens up the doors to talk about it. Yeah. So I also was getting really sick and tired of people only talking about mental health when something bad happened. I wanted it to kind of be in a brighter light. I didn't want it to have to be like, oh, this person overdosed or this person passed away. Like, why can't we speak about it so that, like, if you have true friends, you can go up to them and be like, hey, yo, I'm feeling like shit. Can I come over and talk to you? And it be acceptable to them, not like shun you or whatever. Yeah,
no, it's tough. You know, the whole mental health thing, it's especially with the stigma that comes with it, and it's funny because everybody has a form of mental health, and people have, you know, different severities of it, and I have my own struggles. And if you look at my Instagram, I'm always smiling. Like, you know, people tell me like, oh, you're really the most happiest person, but like that smile comes with a cost.
100%.
And even when you're talking like about actors, let's see the people that actually kill themselves, like Robin Williams. You know, like he looks like the happiest person in the world. Patrick, you can talk too, man, because you got a mic over there.
Yeah, no, I'm
you
just
join
I'm
the
just
convo.
listening. No, because yeah, no, it's interesting what you said. Especially, I was like, what is that, the three things?
Yeah.
Because I mean, I've have my own struggles since high school, you know, and I've been like in and out about it. I actually like how you said spirituality is like really important, because I think that's like missing in the lives of like a lot of people that's suffering. Because I mean, medication and therapy can help, but you know, if you're missing that meaning in your life, then I mean, none of it really matters ultimately.
Yeah,
and
all
that's
that
like
medication and therapy.
that's the key. Like, you gotta have something to believe in, and like the number one place to start is like yourself.
Yeah.
So it took me so long to get there, and like there's still days where I'll look in the mirror and just be like, you know,
Yeah,
like.
Yeah,
But
I
at the end of
mean,
the day, you gotta believe in something,
Yeah.
and if that's what it is, then
But listen, you're better than you
helps.
were yesterday, so that's the point. And like the fact that you're doing this online and putting yourself out there, like that takes a lot of guts, because you're affecting people even though you're not getting personally messaged, you know.
Yeah.
It can be like a quote from like during the day, like, you know, on an Instagram story, and it affects people. I even contacted some people that we both know from our school, because they put up like these motivation quotes, and I'm like, wow, this is a really good one. Just to, you know, it's a little pep up. Like, it's the small details that really affect people.
And that's like where social media should be. Like, there's so much toxic shit out there.
So much.
And it's so awful. So it's like, the more you can bring like some light into that, like, why not throw it in the mix of like all the bullshit you see? Because that was like my whole thing with like putting it online versus just like doing it any other way. But I was like, you can use social media in such a positive way, but it's also really toxic. So it's kind of like, I don't know which way to go about it.
Yeah.
But I went and I did it, and it was probably one of the best things I ever did, because I got so much support and love from not only people I know, but like people reached out that watch it that I've never met before, and they were like, I just needed to hear someone else went through that. And it was like that type of connection. Like, it's just bringing humanity back into one picture that it needs to be placed under.
Instead of looking at a phone or a tablet or a
Yeah.
text message, which can be taken out of context.
100%. It's like that part of the conversation is missing, and it's because of the stigma, like you mentioned. Like, it's really difficult for people to talk about it, but the more you talk about it, the less difficult it's going to become. So why not start it somewhere? You know?
It's the one thing too is when you talk about it, like, people start relating to you, and a lot of times they have the similar thing. I mean, personally, I don't use social media. I don't like social media, because for me, anytime I was on social, like, the best way I could describe social media for me was, it was the loneliest place in the world.
I agree with that
just
completely.
Because, just because people don't show their true selves. They only like present what, you know, they want people to see. And it's like, if you're struggling, like going through something real hard, and that's all you see, it's so alienating. Because like, now all of a sudden it's like, how come everyone I grew up with, all my friends, they're like happy, living successful, and then there's me, and I can't even get out of bed. You know, I'm in bed like 4 hours a day, or actually all day, and it takes me like 4 hours to get up to go to the bathroom, and then I'm back in like bed again. You know, so
my cousin's actually, like, you know, he's taking, you know, medication on for himself too, which is, it's great, because he had a while, not too long ago, he actually like stopped cold turkey, and he was in a funk.
Been there, done that. That shit is awful.
But I had to like fucking like drill it and like, dude, wean off of it if you're gonna do it, because he went through some shit that week, and I didn't even know, because I'm doing my own life, I'm working, I'm studying, and like I gotta maintain this fucking podcast, and like it's just, you know, life just has a lot of shit. But you know, for me personally, when I, you know, since I've worked in a couple hospitals, my doctor would, like, you know, give out those medications like it's nothing, like it's alcohol or, you know, anything. And like, I'm just not a fan of SSRIs, because it's so, it itself is addicting, which is a fucking trap, in my opinion, for anyone that's just on it. And I believe in natural remedies, whether it's working out or even talking, because like me personally, like, I'm in my gap year phase, you know, before I don't have my career yet. But like, the best thing I did and I would love to hear your tips. Like for me personally, I used to just work out, you know. Another tip that would help me personally is just volunteering. I did that in Camden at an elementary school called Big Brother Big Sister, and I was pretty much a big brother to a kid at this Camden school, and he had like a full family, so he didn't get the attention. But knowing that I was helping him and giving back, like that, it's like small things like that. It doesn't even have to be that. If you work at a soup kitchen, I feel like volunteering itself is just so relieving, knowing that you're playing a part in something.
Any way that you can make something bigger than yourself is like the most rewarding way to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, like you were saying with like meds and stuff, I've tried every single one, and they do help, but you have to like want the help in order to get it, and it took me a really long time to get there. Like I've been in therapy since years old. Like you think it's gonna understand when they tell you like your diagnosis. Like no, like just have someone talk. Like talking is the best thing, but besides talking about it and taking the medicine if you need it, it's really just finding things to make yourself feel more than yourself. Like whether it's going out and volunteering, for me it's coming together and doing like little witchy rituals. My friends are like, you're a little witch, but it's like seriously, like I'll pull tarot cards and I'll like study Reiki, and like I can feel that energy, and it's like such a beautiful thing to me. So for me it's like, okay, I just pulled these cards, now it's up to me to listen to it, kind of like me listening to advice that I'm getting from either my therapist, my friends, anyone. It's that type of stuff, just believing in it. And then I would say like other ways to just maintain healthy, like working out, just literally, this sounds crazy, but
just say it.
Like when I'm angry, like I get angry sometimes, like I don't know where. Like,
trust me, I have an anger problem.
Random manic episodes where I'll just like take like this little like sand stuff that I made. It's kind of like
a stress ball.
Yeah, but it's like what's that stuff called? Like
Play-Doh?
Like goo. Yeah, kind of like Play-Doh.
Yeah.
But so I put it in this like little sandcastle things I used to have when I was little, and you take a plate and you just like slam down it, but then it makes a really pretty sandcastle, and you're like, all right, cool.
So my anger makes some beauty.
Exactly. So it sounds crazy, but it's actually like relieving.
I think that's also really good too. Is if you're feeling like a certain type of way, it's good to have like an outlet like that. I mean, you know, a lot of times for people it's music, stuff like that. Yeah, but it's nice to have a healthy one, because nowadays it's like most of the outlets are unhealthy. I mean, like for example, you know, trigger warning, but like self-harming is like a common outlet nowadays. I mean, I've personally had my own episodes with that, you know, and like it took me years to figure out like a positive way to like let all this, you know, energy out, all this like negative feelings out. But I think it's important to let people know that there's ways that they can express that pain that they're feeling, and it doesn't need to be negative. Like you said, just like, what was it, you punched the bucket or something?
No, like I fill it up like these little, like they're like Lego sandcastle things, and you just like slam it down, but it makes something beautiful. But like from what you just mentioned, like I know it's a trigger warning and everything, but like I've been through those episodes too, and my main thing with all of that is like you don't need to like kill the thing on the inside to like make it shown that it's worth it on the outside. And that's kind of what I kept telling myself, like that it's like, why are you gonna hurt yourself? Like you're already going through so much pain, like let that out in like a way that you can make it more beautiful. Like it's just it adds negativity to yourself, and you don't want to feel that way, and no one should have to feel that way, to me, that like that's your only way that you can deal with it. And it's like, why don't you find some real friends that you can just call up when you feel that triggered.
Real friends.
Like I didn't have that. Like in high school, I was dealing with some shit. I got homeschooled. I left. I was like, I'm out. Stayed in bed for weeks. Like did all that trigger stuff, and it did nothing but make me worse. And I like came back and like thought I was acted like I was fine because my exterior looked strong, but inside I was empty. Like it was a really awful thing. But now like I've gone through that growing phase where it's just like you gotta find ways to get comfortable inside and out, and you'll be much better. Like I still have my days where I'm like, I know. Like yesterday I literally texted you, I was like, bro, I can't get up. Like,
I know, that's why I had to send you like a paragraph.
And it helped me. I was like, I'm coming.
I hope so. And but yeah, I think like, you know, friends are the real component, and that can really dictate a lot. Because
friends.
Good friends.
Yeah,
like
they're hard to find.
I had friends, you know, we'd go out, get drunk on the weekend. That's it.
Yeah.
And when I like reflect back, I'm like, when did we ever hang out when we're sober?
Mm-hmm.
You know, which is the saddest question ever. And I've just because you know someone for so long doesn't mean you have to have them around. And that's the hardest part, I think, for people to let go, is because, oh, I have history with person A. Like, do I just end it now? And
right.
I think it's tough.
And it's like, that's what I was saying, like, you got to get to the point where it's like, okay, it's okay, I outgrew this person.
Yeah.
Or this thing, because you're only going to drag yourself down by surrounding yourself with it. And it doesn't have to be nasty. It's just like, yo. Yeah. Like, this isn't serving me any higher good. Like, I just can't be around it. And
I just let it fade.
That's fine. Yeah.
It's not even like.
It's not like it's personal. Like, yo, we're breaking up.
Yeah.
Like, we can't be friends anymore.
Honestly, if I cut someone off, keep that noted if I ever cut you off. No hard feelings. But if I cut someone off, it's just not even me like stating something. It's just like, just fade. And like, if they hit me up, I'm like, oh, no, I can't. You know?
Yeah. And I think that's the most important thing, is like learning how to say no.
Yeah. Because like, do you want to start conflict? And if you're ready to do it, you got to deal with it for probably a day or more.
And people know, they can feel when you don't want to be around them. You know, if it's out of obligation.
If they can't feel it, their soul is black. Like, I swear, I always say, I don't care if it's over text, in person, whatever, you can feel that shit.
Yeah.
You can feel it when someone doesn't.
You just have that aura, and you're just like, like it's leaking. You can feel in the room. But I mean, the best way I could describe my perspective of depression is this: it's like, you're trying to get out of a hole, and you're climbing up, but the soil around you's wet, so you're sliding down, you know. And it's just you try to climb and climb, but you're like sliding back down. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how you guys like think about it, but that's just like my analogy of like how it is, because it's tough. And I've never been to therapy. I don't know if I have anything. It's probably undiagnosed because I have a fucked up childhood with some things, but I
think everyone, you know, it's not like
everyone experiences it.
That's the problem with the stigma. It's like, oh, you're depressed, oh, you have depression. Like, that shit can come in waves. Like, I've had this fight with my family and like my friends so many times where they'll be like, are you sure you're not getting depressed again? I'm like, no, I'm just anxious as hell right now for like something I have to go to, you know what I mean? Like, it can come in such different forms. That depression doesn't have a face. Like, it doesn't have like a, to me at least, it's different with everyone.
It's not even like, oh, I'm sad, I'm depressed. Sometimes, like, a lot of times you just don't know it. Like, there's a term called the high functioning depression, and that's just like, I mean, like how you described it, you know, it's like out in public, you look perfectly fine, you know, you're acting normal. I mean, like, I want to say Robin Williams kind of had it, but it's like, as soon as you're alone, you know, by yourself, you know, left to yourself, it's like, it comes out, you know. So it's like, it's very, there's no set definition on it. It's more up to the person to like kind of figure out on their own. I don't know how well I could like really explain it.
It can get like really crippling, and like that's the scary part. It's like, what I always say is like, for me, it took me so long to get to the point, because I was so comfortable in my misery, like too comfortable that it was like, I'm fine with not taking a shower for a week. Sorry, like if anyone like
I should try that
is watching this and like that girl's nasty, but that's serious. Like, I was so comfortable with that. Like, I didn't give a shit, and I was just fine, like laying in bed in the dark, not turning the light, not brushing my teeth, not showering, all this stuff, until it got to a point where I was like, all right, do I want to sit in this misery, or do I want to like take what's handed to me and like figure out how I'm going to deal with it? Because like, it wasn't working anymore, and it can happen like that.
Because like, you know? whether you want to change or not, the point is, time's going to go on. This can go on for a year, and you won't even know. You know, that's the crazy part.
Yeah, blink of the eye.
Yeah, in the blink of an eye, which is crazy. But like, the number one thing I can tell people, and people should like get in their head, is that once you stop caring about what people think, you are the most strongest person in the world.
That is.
And yeah, you 100%. Really are. You're your own fucking superhero if you don't care about what people think. Listen, I'm having this podcast, and I wouldn't be surprised someone's shit talking me right now. Like, oh my God, Gomez has a fucking podcast. What a loser. But like, I don't give a shit.
I just
And-
rolled my eyes so hard. Sorry,
and-
that was
yeah, no, but like,
because like I can't stand that. Like, let everyone live their own lives. It's not your footsteps you're walking in. You're walking in your own. So worry about yourself. Like,
And-
that is my pet peeve.
and chances are they're saying that and they're still watching it. So
Yeah.
fuck you.
Yeah,
Anyways,
get those viewers.
Yeah. So, but like you said, even if I could touch reach out to one person, that's a win in my
You're
book.
touching them
Yeah.
like soulfully,
Not soulfully.
soulfully.
But yeah, if I can just reach out to a small portion of society, that's a win. And I've been getting love off of it from people I like BTheliight. Like I get love off of it from random people, and like our viewers. I didn't announce this yet, so we're gonna have members of the trans community come here and give their voice. So I have someone who's a family friend. So this actually hit home with me, and the whole trans and the non-binary thing. I mean, I have my own stance in it, but like it's so new to us and me and society that it's not something I hate. It's just something I want to understand more. And I just hopefully this community will welcome me with open arms, and I want to hear their story. And this is why I invited Brooke, because I wanted her to tell her story. And you have balls for being here and showing your vulnerability, which takes a lot of guts. But yeah, like those guests I'm gonna have, they hit close to home. So when it hits close to home, it's just like, wow, I should really try to understand.
Yeah, and I think it's beautiful you're having them on, and I think that's definitely just like mental health. Like, there's so much stigma and so much like perception on that stuff that there doesn't need to be. Like, everyone's human.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let people live the lives they want to live. Like, there shouldn't be a reason for anyone to feel like they can't express themselves the way they want to express themselves. So I think it's really dope that you're taking all these different perspectives and bringing them onto your show and like putting it out there.
And especially for that population, like in the trans community, like suicide rates are skyrocketing.
If you look up rates, like
it's insane.
I'm working on a like project. It's kind of like off of BTheliight, like it's with it, but whatever. And we had to look up all these statistics about like suicide rates and shit. Like, I did not sleep for 3 days after reading that stuff because we had to like make a pitch deck. It's really scary. And the people that I was talking to, they were like, yeah, like we want to learn more about this. Like, we didn't know that this statistic is this, blah blah blah. And I was like, it takes a Google search, like, and and it's taking an entire like generation to use their voices for it to be heard. Like, these statistics are not okay. There should not be a reason anyone feels like they have to take their own life.
I mean,
it's crazy. It will never make sense.
I don't know if you've known this, like our town is known for suicides. And my first encounter with suicide was when I was 7. So this was like 2001. And like one of my brother's friends, he hung himself. And like that guy was my idol. And like I remember this is hard. I didn't break down till after the end of the procession, and it just fucked me up because I was a little 7-year-old boy, and I didn't, you're still getting the concept of death, and it fucked me up so bad. Like in elementary school, we teachers tell you to write something like a story or something, and it ended up I didn't know until I realized, like, looked back, like I was writing about his suicide and being at that funeral. So it really fucking broke me.
Yeah.
And honestly, I've never been to therapy, and I think not just people that have this issue should go. I think everyone should go, just to talk. Because I was texting you, like, sometimes you just need to talk to a stranger, and you probably get the best wisdom from just a complete stranger, and especially if they're a different demographic or different generation or age. It's just talk, getting it out there is just, like you said, is a relief.
Yeah. And like, honestly, for me, it took me so long. Like, I hated therapy because I was in it at such a young age. I think that's part of the reason it shaped me to not want to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And it fucked me up for years because I wouldn't talk about it, but I had to go sit in a chair for an hour, like, every day, every week at such a young age. But it was because, like, I had issues when I was a child that, like, they wanted me to speak about that I couldn't wrap my head around, that I didn't want to speak about. And then I grew older and I suppressed that shit, and then it comes out in your teens and you have like this crazy strong exterior, but then on the interior you're fucked up, but you want to talk about it. So then I wouldn't talk about it until, I want to say, last year was the first time I told my parents. I was like, I think I'm gonna go find a new therapist and I'm gonna talk to them because I want to. They were like, what? Like, they were like, what do you mean? And I was like, I'm ready. Like, at 23 I was like, I'm ready.
Wow.
So,
and it's been the best thing since. But you really have to be ready to do it. But like therapy, you can go, I literally tell my boyfriend all the time, like, can you just go talk to someone? Because like, why not just go sit with a stranger for an hour and just like have them give you a piece of advice? Like, they have like the wisdom, and they know how to help you. Like, even if it's not like, he doesn't have like, I'm like, to help you understand me, like my crippling shit. Like, you know, it's just like, I think everyone should talk to someone.
People are more willing to listen than they seem. Honestly.
But it's sad because at the same time, it's like what we were saying earlier. Like, I think it should be like, you can call your friend and be like, yo, I'm feeling like shit, and it's really hard to find that. So now, like you were saying, that like you have a small amount of like real close friends, and that's how I am. But I like it better that way because I know I can call those people and be like, yo, help me out this funk so I don't go down a rabbit hole that I don't want to be in. Because
you can be in a huge ass group chat and still feel lonely.
I've been in them, like, you just don't get answered to, and you're like, okay, I thought I was funny, but you don't think I'm funny. But like, they, you know, it's just like shit like that. Like, you just want to be part of something bigger than yourself. So, and that's kind of like what BTheliight is too. Like, I just want people to feel like they're part of a community, that they can have a voice and speak on a platform. You don't have to be famous, or you don't have to be someone you're not. You can just kind of listen to the same music as this other person and then find something in common. You can both read cards and you know, just stuff like that. But
when did you get into the card thing? Because that was really different for me to I don't understand it, you know. It's
so I got into it a few years ago. Actually, my grandma was really like into astrology. She's like very spiritual. Awesome. And me and her always had this like mad weird connection. Like, she fell and broke her hip my freshman year of college, and I felt the fall. I was taking a final, and I felt my hip like got a stabbing, like a literal stab in it. And I was like, what the hell? I started crying. I leave my final, like, handed it in, go to call my dad, his phone's off. I go to call like my grandma, her phone's off, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, something is wrong. Find out she broke her hip. So I'm like, all right, like, there is some weird connection I have here. So then me and her always just did stuff like spiritual stuff that like connected us, whatever. And then when she passed away, I started kind of trying to understand what the universe had in store for me, because I always thought she'd be the last person to go. She's the first person in my family I ever lost. Like, we always thought she was going to be the last one to go. And I was like, all right, like, you know, what am I going to do with this? I can't take away what's happening, so I got to just look at like what it's trying to teach me. So I kind of turned to tarot, and I went and saw a medium. And the first time I went to the medium, it was like the craziest experience I've ever, like, it was so scary, but it was really cool. And I went to a person to read my cards. She's like I don't know what they call them, but they like read your cards, but they also can like
read your palms.
They can do like,
Is that what they're called?
It's like, they're like basically a medium, but like also clairvoyant, like, and they can like read. And she was reading my cards, and she felt my hands, and she's like, your hands are really warm, like you can do a lot of energy with your hands. So then I started practicing with the crystals that I had, and like clearing everything out and picking cards, and lately they've been like super accurate, where I'm just like scared. Well, that's like, the thing. I need to listen to them.
You found what you needed to help you.
And it gives me something to believe in. Like, that's because I've never been super religious. Like, I mean, like,
oh, me neither.
I like tried, but I just like, I don't know, like, I needed to find my own thing to believe in, and that kind of gave it to me. And then since then, I've just kind of been working with it, and it's kind of cool.
I'm like the worst Catholic, so it doesn't matter.
The worst Jew. It's so bad.
But it's like, I haven't even been to church for Christmas. That's how bad I am.
It's all right. I'm a blasphemer, me personally. So, but
even I may not be religious, but the thing I take from religion is, you know, the lessons, not the stories. And this is how I look at religion. I think God is this one thing at the top, and every religion is like a family tree. It divides up into.
I like that.
Yeah, so there's no religion that's better than the other, but
no, we're all connected.
It's up to you to choose to get that connection to Him. But the best thing I did, fuck the stories. I don't really care about that. But my priest is probably watching this. I'm joking now. But the point is, take the lesson, and that's the thing I hate about people give stigma to Catholicism. I know the whole priest thing with the little boys and stuff.
There's stigma everywhere.
And with media, movies, the crazy devout Catholic woman that's just nuts. Oh, praise be God. It's just insane. But that's not the reality.
To read the Bible. That's all I can say.
Yeah, that's the other crazy thing is everything right now is so in the media.
I fucking hate it.
It's insane. I don't read anything anymore. That used to be my outlet. I'm I can't. I'll just look at what's on my feed. That's it. I can't read stories. I don't watch the news. I stay away from everything. Yeah. I'm it's just so toxic. And
at least I know you're reading, which I think people should do, which is lacking.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Just for their own intuition to learn, but still I don't know. Reading has been there for thousands of years, since history. So why you think it's gonna go away?
Yeah, no.
But
that's a good outlet too. Again.
But that's social media is something. If you look at my IG story, I'm just I write enjoy the highlights, not the reality.
Yeah,
wink,
I
wink.
call it a highlight reel. Yeah. That's what social media
That's what it is.
It's a highlight reel.
I don't give a shit. And I tell people I'm struggling, and I don't know. I guess college for me was just a growing moment, which is for everyone, but it's just to the point where I don't give a fuck. So half of this podcast I talk about comic book movies because I have a fucking passion for it, and you see these fucking Funkos.
Yeah, they're cool.
And people are wow, I didn't know this was you. I'm this is me since I was born.
Yeah. So, and it's nice that you're comfortable in it. You know what I mean?
And I don't care.
A lot of people don't get to that point.
And if you don't fuck with me, you don't fuck with me. I don't have to be fucking something else for you. Yeah. But that's I told you this last time. We're supposed to struggle in our 20s. This is gonna be a learning fucking experience. This is the most critical experience. People say high school. I think college and post college is the weirdest moment. So that's the other thing of the podcast is talk about this weird time we're in.
Yeah, I think that's key is that we're supposed to struggle, and a lot of people don't think that. A lot of people think you gotta follow this path, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta put on this persona, you gotta fake it till you make it, whatever it is. But the reality of it is no, you gotta find I don't know, you just gotta find the love in the struggle, to be honest. Because for me it was right when I got out of college, I graduated late, so I already wasn't on the path that everyone thought I'd be on. Then it was
it's a semester.
Then it was it's not even a big deal.
Why, were people telling you that?
Oh my god,
I haven't gotten heat for that.
So self-conscious about it.
Really?
Yeah, and I was a lot of people were cool with it, don't get me wrong, but there were some people that were oh, well, you should be working right out of school, blah, 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 blah. Oh, why are you a semester behind? Because people are just nosy. You can't help that.
Everyone
Whatever.
Has something to say.
Yeah, and it was fine, but
I didn't know that.
In the first year, because it's been over a year that I've been unemployed, but in the first year, it was me being scared to even go out and have a conversation with certain people or certain places I had to go for people that I'm close to and who they work with, because I wouldn't be able to be present in the moment with them because I'd be what am I going to say I'm doing? Who do I,
anxious,
Yeah, and it was not enjoyable for me. So now I'm kind of at the point where I'm enjoying the fact that I can be present and I'm networking and I get to do all these experiences and meet all these new people. And then when the time is right and I find what I want to do, I'm going to do it. But it's just there's not one path or one thing you need to do, and you have to try and keep trying. It's just the key is not to give up on yourself. It's not giving up on a job, giving up on this, it's not giving up on yourself. That is the main thing. A lot of people are I'm done. I give up. I'm not good enough. No, it's not you. It's not what you're supposed to be doing. And you'll learn that because in 10 years you don't know what has in store for you. Just wait.
If you're still alive, then you haven't given up. Someone told me before, if you get out of bed in the morning, you're still in there.
Yeah, I wake up at like 12:30. Does that still count as morning?
That's
Well, okay, if you wake up, get out of bed. All right.
There we
I
go.
mean, morning for me is whenever I wake up.
If I wake up at like 9, I'm so happy. I'm like, wow, I'm so productive.
I could dream.
I woke up at 8 this morning. God, it
You're
felt
really
so
productive.
good. Yeah.
I woke up at like 12.
I was still late at work,
so I
but
don't really
you
give
know.
a shit. It's a weekend, people. I'm not
Yeah.
fucking pushing myself. But I mean, even like Patrick, he has bad anxiety too. Like we were ordering pizza once.
Oh God, this story.
We were ordering pizza once. It was at Mod Pizza, so you have to like make your own pizza and shit.
Mhm.
You have
And
to go in there and like
he-
order it.
Yeah,
Pick
he
out
had,
everything.
So his anxiety, maybe this was bad. I don't know, but I was just like, like, why don't you go get it? Like,
Just forced me to go
I
inside.
yeah, it was a sink or swim situation where I was like, all right, this isn't too bad for him to try. So I was like, here, why don't you go get it while I wait in the car? And he went to go do it. And it's just like, just for him to expose himself, because he does have like a case of
I
like,
used to I had agoraphobia,
yeah,
Mhm.
where pretty much for like a year and a half I wouldn't leave my room. I wouldn't interact with people. I was actually afraid to talk to my own family, so I was just in my room constantly.
yeah. So yeah, he managed to get it, and now he lives here with us. And I taken him out, taken him out to Philly, and he doesn't have that opportunity to do it a lot. Plus, like, he grew up in like the ghetto,
Mhm.
so Cherry Hill to him is just like
This is like 2 steps
fucking.
up.
This is like
Yeah.
fucking Candyland to
Right.
him, because like besides like the malls and
Like-
shit, there's just so many food options.
I mean,
and,
I
like,
could walk outside at night by
yeah,
myself.
we could
Yeah.
walk
Like-
outside at like 4 a.m. and I'm not worrying at all.
Yeah.
And I used to do that as a kid, just like not 4 a.m. but fucking like 12 and during high school, and just come back to my house. But it's just I can just say and reflect now, because he's been here for like 6 months, and he's definitely have grown and got out of his shell. And like, if people can travel, fucking travel.
Yeah.
That's so huge.
I keep saying I want to do it. I know
Do
I'm
it,
holding
bro.
myself back. That's
Do
all
it.
I want to do.
But where do you want to go? Plan it out.
Literally everywhere. I didn't get to go abroad. So I really, honestly, I want to go to like all of Europe. But I also want to like move to California. Like I have all these plans that I'm just like, oh, I want to do this. I want to do that.
I know.
And I'm like, well, why aren't you? And I'm like, well, I'm broke. But it's like at the same time, it's like, just do it. Like,
Yeah.
when are you going to have another
was just
time
gonna-
to do it?
Yeah.
So I just
Yeah.
got to keep
I
surrounding
mean,
myself with people that are telling me to do it.
The
Because
only
there are a lot.
the only moment that exists is
It's
right
now.
now.
Mhm, I love that.
So,
Yeah.
But yeah, like also what you were saying with that story, like that's the type of people you need, like
yeah.
to have them push you, but not in like a vicious way.
Yeah,
like,
I thought that was well enough to be
Yeah,
like, all right, you go get it.
100%.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
like
keep on.
it's like that's like a caring type of like push. Like let's see, like whereas like you could be hanging out with people and they're like, yo, come out, let's get fucked up, like
Yeah.
blah blah blah, and it's like that's not what you need to be around. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
you want people that care about you and see if you can go do that, because you probably felt amazing after that.
Oh yeah, I felt I accomplished something.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
No matter how big or small,
Yeah,
like
it's
it's
baby
a big
steps.
deal.
you need
Yeah.
to be like wary when you're trying to help people out. Like you can't be too overbearing, but at the same time you can't be too lax, because you are trying to help them
Yeah.
be better. So just be like firm for them.
Mhm. I remember my grandma used to always say to me, she'd be like, "Brooke, like the way you handle your shit is gonna bite you in the ass one day." And I was like, "What do you mean?"
Oof.
Like I was like, "What do you mean?" Like I handle my shit well. Like I'm tough, I think. Like I
Yeah.
was like, she's like, "No, like you need to learn." Like she's like, "You're not gonna have." Because me and her, I would only talk about my shit with her, like
Mhm.
no one else, like not friends, not my family, whatever.
Yeah.
And she would be like, one day when I'm not here, you're going to have to tell your shit. You're going to have to explain it. And you're going to have to help others. And you're going to have to learn to do it the correct way. Because right
Wow.
now, she's like, you're great with me. She's like,
Mhm.
but if I put you in a situation with someone else that either you didn't get along with or that they fucked you up, she's like, you're screwed. And it took me a while to understand what she was saying. But now I'm like, you're right. Like,
yeah.
you got to stay and like be true to yourself, but also want to help the people that have helped you
Yeah.
or just that you care about.
yeah.
So that's the only way people get through things is with other people.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean we're wired to need social interaction. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're all social creatures. They're supposed to,
And that's why humanity's so messed up, because we're all attached to technology.
I know. I fucking hate it.
We're all lonely, pretty much.
So was this your
Yeah.
grandma and your mom or dad?
No, my dad's side.
Okay.
Yeah. So
You want to talk about it?
Yeah, I mean,
I okay. So when her passing happened, I never knew her. I haven't seen you in a while, and I just could tell how much that
it was like the okay. So it was like the craziest thing ever because. So I left school because she wanted to go back to Florida. She hadn't been able to go to Florida because she was battling cancer for like a really long time. And she finally wasn't battling cancer. And she's like, I want to go to Florida, but like, I only trust you to take me. I'm like, okay, well, I'm a junior in college. Like, I kind of have to do school. But I figured out a way to make it work. So I took her to Florida, took my classes online. Like, she was so healthy. We were like doing activities. We were hanging out. It was like, amazing. Best probably like 4 months of her life, which is weird because today on my memories was like the day I left. Like,
oh my God.
That's so weird that you actually just brought that up.
Was that on your time hop?
Yeah, that's so weird. Actually, now I'm thinking about it. Today was the last time. So then we get home and she's fine. We're having a great time, and then it turns to be June, and like I was in New York. And I was in a train station, and I missed my train because I felt like my body like gave out, and I figured it was just like my anxiety. And I called my mom, and I was like, I just missed my train. I don't know why. Like, I stopped in the middle of the train station, and I like didn't know where I was. Like, I was having mad anxiety. And she's like, it's okay, just stay in New York. Like, your brother's there. Like, you'll be fine. I was like, no, I need to go home. Like, something is not right in my body. So took the next train home. Like, my boyfriend at the time picked me up. And we pull into my house, and my parents are home. They were supposed to be at the shore, and I hear my dog barking, and I was like, I didn't just die in the fucking train station. Like, something happened to my mom, because I had that similar experience at school. So I walk in the door, and they're like, she isn't like doing well. I was like, well, what's wrong with her? She had like some infection. My grandpa was like, oh, he like didn't wake her up at first because he thought she just like took one too many Klonopins, like because we both took them for anxiety, so he like thought they were like an okay pill to take, but it didn't end up being a Klonopin overdose, thank God. But she had like an infection and she got sick, and so she stayed alive for like 3 weeks in the hospital. She was like recovering, then they're like, oh, her liver's gonna fail. Then it didn't fail. Like, yeah, it was just like the craziest month of my life. And then I had a dream like a week before she died that she was telling me in my dream that she was going to die on my half birthday. And so I like went to the hospital after I had that dream and like told her like I'll be back when like she's ready. And then it happened to be on my half birthday and she passed away. But it was like the craziest thing to me, and it kind of gave me a month though to like reflect and be like, all right, like I don't have to see her get mad old. I don't have to see her forget me. Like, it's more so like I get to now like be grateful for the memories that I had, and like what are the odds that like we went to Florida, had like a great 4 months, and then she like it was her time, like it like I don't know, like the universal timing, just like it, there was a reason for everything, and like it took me a while, but you have to like just keep pushing through. And if I would have sat in bed every day after, like she would have probably came down and been like, bitch, get the fuck up. Yeah. Like, so it was kind of like the craziest thing, but I knew that there was something behind it because it just like made sense with the timing. And that's also like why I got like into wanting to understand like the stars and everything, because it just it all aligned mad weird and like in a beautiful, horrible way. But it was like, I don't know, it's like crazy because it's the last thing I ever would have thought about, but it was like in a most fucked up way ever. It kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it's more than a coincidence.
Yeah. And I was like, all right, okay, so now how are we gonna deal with it? That was like my next thing. Like, how thing. Yeah, it's like how are we gonna do this? Because I remember people saying to me like, oh my god, like you're handling it so well, like I would have thought you would have like dot not gonna say it, but I was like, people really don't know what to say to you, like when someone passes away, like they really don't know what to say to you, and it's just like, you can just give me a hug. Yeah, like there's nothing you can say, so just hug me
or fucking Google it, people.
Yeah,
Jesus
but like
Christ.
I don't even like to be touched. So like I remember like one of my best friends was like, I don't know what to say to you, but I also know you don't want to be hugged, so like what do you want me to do? And I was like,
you don't like to be
hugged. I was like you can get me a glass of wine and I'll be okay. Like,
I'll keep that noted. You don't like to get hugged. I didn't.
No, now I'm much more open.
Okay,
but before
some
I was
like that.
I was like, don't touch me. But like everyone was like, well, what should we do for you? Like no one knew what to do. So I just kind of, had to carry on with it because shit happens and you kind of gotta figure out the blessing and the curse.
Yeah.
You know?
You're still here. So,
Yeah.
You know.
And I feel like all that love and care that I gave her for so long, I finally have like given it to myself, which is like,
I was just thinking that.
yeah, it's like a really good feeling. Like I don't feel selfish anymore for doing it. Like at first I was like, I'm being selfish.
But I love that, you know, that tough love and reality she had with you.
Oh my
you
God.
know?
She was the most honest human being in the
you
world.
say, listen, like again, I've never met her. I only see her through your pictures and stuff. And you saying that just dictated her whole character.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And honestly, with BTheliight and that, I can definitely say in confidence that she's looking down and proud of you.
Thank you.
So it's it's so tough. And I just knew, like, when that happened and seeing it through like Facebook or something like that, which is the most like callous way of like receiving information. Because you're just like, oh, that sucks. Like, I mean, that's
damn,
not, that's,
fuck.
Yeah, like, fuck. No, that wasn't the reality.
No, I know.
But that's the funny version.
Yeah.
But
we'll add some light on here.
Yeah, but, fuck. But yeah, when you look at it, sometimes you don't remember events that you have with people, but you remember how you felt with them. Yeah. Which is the key. Because I actually just, you know, someone from our middle school passed away. I don't know how.
I just saw that.
Yeah, which is unbelievable. Because I was friends with him in middle school, but, you know, high school, like, we went, different ways and, you know, got into different things. But I was with my friends this weekend, and we were just, like, you know, having a cheers for him. And it's just, like I said, I don't remember some things that we had together because we were young and, you know, just being little stupid teenagers, but I had fun and he was a good friend. And it's just insane to think about, because like after high school you think you're immortal, like oh, everyone's gonna be fine, blah blah blah, but I've already lost 3 friends since high school, which sucks because like it killed me inside, because I was at Rutgers and I couldn't show up for a funeral because I had a test, which was like huge, and I couldn't get it moved, and I was just like, fuck, like I can't even say goodbye to this person. And it's regretful, but yeah, it's what you do from here.
It's how you, and like to me it's like the goodbye isn't like, it's not through a funeral, it's not through any of that. It's like when you get your closure and like you know, whatever way. It takes a while. Like it's different for everyone with every situation. So like you doing it to yourself, like you hadn't seen him in forever, but you wanted to pay that respect, and you know, like that's like a beautiful thing. And like that's what you got to do. Like that's what makes you have a good heart. Like there, some people like will go stone cold after that, but my thing with loss is like you gotta let yourself feel, you gotta let yourself heal, because if you don't, it will blow up and not on the right people and not in the right ways, and you're not gonna know what to do. You'll carry
that weight, and you'll feel it.
Yeah, so for like, you know, BTheliight, and your grandma definitely played a vital role into bringing that. And you also had other people's stories, if I can recall correctly, and that were kind of like collaborating with you to tell their story. I
still have like a bunch. It's been on pause because I've been working on like a project to enlarge the whole platform, but I had like a bunch of people actually reach out to me after I shared mine, and they were like, your story kind of like wanted me to tell mine, and like I just want to do it before like I back out and get scared. And I was like, that's a beautiful thing, like go ahead and you can send it to me. If you don't want me to post it, I won't. But just like, and there were some people that I was like, just record it for yourself, listen to it, like see how you feel after. And like they did, and like that was enough for them, you know, like everyone has their own way. So yeah, there were some people that I had on it that I'm like super grateful, and they're friends of mine, and there's a few people that I actually don't know that are going to be put on it, which is like awesome. But it's also just such a beautiful thing to see people want to help someone else, because you know, you tell your story, you free yourself, but you're also opening the doors for other people to free themselves. And it's just like it gives you that chance to feel like you have that power again. Like for so long I felt like I was unable to take everything that people thought of me and like what their perception was, or like what my life was, or what I was doing, or like what they had to say about me. It would like literally attack me. My thoughts would attack me with like what other people were saying, until I got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm okay with who I am. I'm okay to tell my side. This is my shoes that I've walked in. I'm just going to do it, and then I'll post it if I want to. It took like 97 takes and 97 different stories, but I did it. And then the people that I had on it, theirs was really raw and beautiful, and I'm
that's
like,
the best way, you know,
yeah,
uncut.
Yeah, I like wish I could have. Mine were just like either too aggressive or too like I have no emotion. It was like one or the other. But
yeah, no, I actually saw people that I recognized, and the fact that they came out, which is, you know, I just so much respect for anyone, and anyone that's like an individual I respect, instead of being, you know, just another drone of society, which is such a big thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I
but
think
you go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I think it's really hard to be your own person nowadays. Like, there's so much that people think they need to be, or think they need to look like, or think they need to act like, or, you know, whatever. But it's like, what are you doing for yourself? Like, you're gonna feel so much better if you're able to be you and like speak your truth, rather than like trying to live up to others' expectations, because it's doing nothing for you but bring you down.
Honestly, I think people nowadays don't really take the time to figure who they are, rather than just kind of follow the trend and ride the wave.
And that's so true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But like, social media is not helping at all. But
no,
like,
it's
even
horrible.
If I had to, I'll ask all you guys this question: like, what decade would you want to be a teenager and like grow up in? Because I was thinking like born in the 70s, grow up in the 80s, be our parents' age kind of, so we can live our later lives with the technology, but not have to be on that fucking social media as hard as we are right now, you know. Would you actually cut out technology permanently?
I wish I could. Like, I swear, I've gone on, I do like parts where I like will be off of social media for a week or whatever, just because I'm like, I need a break. Yeah. Because I'll sit in bed and just scroll, and then I'm like, how the hell did I get to this person's page? And it's like going back, it's just like a crazy little hole. It's like insane. But I would say like the 70s maybe.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like
a teenager in the 70s, so like born in the 60s.
I feel like that. Yeah, definitely that stuff. Yeah, I think so.
I'd be a boomer.
The music.
Yeah,
you'd be a boomer.
I'd be a
I'd be a boomer. Yeah, so I can chill right now.
Yeah.
In my like seven-story apartment, or no, 7-story mansion.
Yeah,
it's my 12-car garage.
But yeah, I mean, it's just so like, you know, being online is just another task and identity. It's just like,
yeah, you could live a fake life. Like, I swear, I'm not joking. Like, I've had people be like, "Oh my God, you have 5,000 followers."
So who was the person that actually followed you that started that that scandal?
The first one, I would say, when I got a lot, would be one of these clients that my dad represents. He commented on my photo, and then like all these people started commenting, and I remember going back and deleting all of the comments that were under it, because I didn't want him to see all these people commenting. Wow. So I like went and deleted, and that was like a few years ago, and my friends were like, "Why does that photo only have 2 comments?" I'm like, because I deleted all these random people sending me like, "Oh, well, this person like contact blah blah." Like, it's crazy. And then if I upload a photo of a picture with like, I uploaded a photo with Kendall Jenner on my birthday, it got like 800 likes. I deleted it because I was like, that is sad that just got 800 likes, when like if I upload a picture of like, I uploaded a picture of Chandler Bing the day before from Friends, like everyone likes Chandler Bing. Like the Kardashians could be controversial, like Chandler Bing is not controversial. Everyone loves him, and he only got like 88. So I was like, okay, bye Kendall, like no offense, but just like, to me it's crazy that like if you upload with someone who's known, you get so many more likes. Like, that stuff just doesn't make sense to me. And it really doesn't.
It's just it's a number.
Yeah, it's like clout chasing. It's like crazy. And I just uploaded it because I was like, it was a cool moment. It was like my birthday. Like, I ended up meeting her, and then I was just like,
that's insane. Was this in Philly?
Yeah, and I was just like, but at the end of the day, like, I don't know her. Like, and people are taking it as if I like hung out. You know, I was just like, whatever. I don't want that. And that's like what social media is. So I deleted it.
No, that really changes like how I see you, you know? That's crazy.
I was just like, I'm so confused. Like, it literally made no sense. But like, I get it. But like, it's so our generation makes me really sad.
If you get sucked into that and then you build yourself a cult of personality, I think that adds
and I've seen that with so many people.
I think that adds a ton of stress that you don't need, because now you have to maintain this image constantly.
Fuck that.
Yeah, it's like, even like with BTheliight, like I'll not go on it for like a month because I'm like just working on like, you know, just blogging or like journaling to help myself, but I don't need to post it right away because I just like do it on my own terms. But these people that have built up their own image to be that way, it's like, I feel like it's really hard, and they probably are hurting a lot, like, you know, and like, because they want, I feel like social media, you need a lot of praise, and that like the likes make you feel loved and like wanted, and like that's so not the reality of,
makes you neurotic.
Yeah, and that's not the reality of like our world, and or at least it shouldn't be. And like if that's what our society is growing into, like,
then shit,
it's really sad, and like I don't like it. So can we step our shit up and not make that a thing?
It's nuts because like the kid, like, you know, younger generations, they're getting like 300 likes, and
oh my god,
they're
my
so
cousin,
heavily dependent.
She's like 14, well, not anymore, but in my eyes she still is. She's like 17 now, but she's like, since like she was 14, they get like 900 likes. I'm just like, what? Who are these people that are liking your photos?
How many people were in our grade?
Yeah, like what? I'm like, where are you getting these people from? And then it's like scary because then you hear all the crazy shit on the internet too, so it's like
trying to get
catfished. Your photos. I don't know,
because like when I started opening, God, people are so fucking fake on social media. So I opened the account for this podcast, and these fucking people that would have like, you know, the crazy ratio of followers to, you know, following, they'd actually try to follow you so you'd follow them back
and then follow
you. I'm like, all right, you fucking asshole. Like, I already know how this is gonna work, but fuck yourself.
It's like a game.
Yeah. And I'm like, what? And this is before I had the podcast Instagram. Because before it was just my own personal Instagram, and I was like, oh, this, you know, person wanted to follow me, and keep it noted, like I was private. But then I switched to public recently, and then having that Instagram for the podcast, it's just like, people are so fake, and it's like, Jesus, it's
like
stupid.
You can't even like fathom it. You're like trying to get the words out, and you're like, I don't even understand, because really, it's crazy. No, it scares me. Like, it really does scare me. Like, I feel like everything is just so on the surface, like there is no like deep connection anymore. And like, I don't know, it scares me. Like, it's so easy to just like slide in someone's DM or like do this or do that, and it's like, where's like real connection and like real friends?
There's
and
no
like
genuineness to it. Filters,
like all this Photoshop. Like,
oh my God.
My dad, like, I just posted something at him yesterday. It's like hilarious. He's like, can you Photoshop my face? Because there's a video, and I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, I look 30 pounds heavier on camera. And it was just like funny to me, because I was like, how do you even know what that is? Like, the fact that my dad, who doesn't even understand social media, like knew that people Photoshop is like, it's gotten somewhere to the point that my dad knows about it.
Happy
he doesn't
birthday,
know
Leon.
he doesn't know anything. So happy birthday, Dad.
Happy birthday, Leon.
But no, I was like, wow, you even know that there's like, he's like, there's apps for it. Can you make me skinny? I was like, the fact that you know that, but he doesn't even know how to like log in his own Instagram. He thought his follow requests were DMs. He's like, look at all these people. I'm like, oh my God, like,
you gotta hit something, Leon.
Yeah, it's like, you have to they just want to follow you, like but he knows that there's Photoshop. So that's like how deceiving crazy. Our society is. That it was hilarious. But my mom's like really equipped with it. She's like better at social media than I am. She's like super good. It's like weird.
Our parents act like we're addicted. Facebook for our parents is crack.
Yeah, no, my mom is like on that stuff. 24 hours a day. My mom is like really into it, and she's funnier than I am. Like, she's actually funny. Like, everyone's like, I love your mom's stories on Insta. I'm like, I didn't even see it yet. Like, the fact that you guys like wait for it. And I'm her daughter. Weird. Yeah, like, it's just so funny. So it's just, she's like become friends with my friends through social media, and I'm like, you need help. Like, stop. Yeah, but it's nice when you can connect with people you actually know.
Oh, hell yeah. It's a, you know, the benefits and the bad.
That's why it's so controversial. It's like,
I know. Yeah.
It's neither good or bad. It's just a thing. You know, you
I think there's a lot of evil in it, though. Yeah. But there's a lot of beauty in it too, and that's like,
it's what you want it to be.
Yeah, honestly. Exactly. That's a good way to look at it.
It all comes down to moderation. You know, how much you're using it, and that you can use this moderation in your life about, you know,
anything.
Yeah, say like, typical masculinity, like the bad stuff of it, and there's the good side. Like guys should show emotion, but like have that balance, But something funny happened this week with my mom on Facebook. So she her friend's account got hacked.
Oh God.
And this person messaged her saying, "Hey Priscilla, like, can I get your email and your phone number? I'm updating my address book." And she gave it like nonchalant, and her account got hacked, and there's a lot of shit to it, but like when she got hacked and she was just like, she couldn't access her Facebook, she was distraught. And that's how you know how dependent she is, because my mom puts like, she does line dancing, she tries to get active because she works 12 hours a day as a nurse. And she uploads everything on there. And like after this happened, I'm like, Mom, can you not like put like personal information on that, like and about me? Like I'm cool with like you putting up pictures and stuff, but like this example is showing how addicted you are right now. You're like a fucking crack addict. You're going through, I can't even think of the word, but yeah, you're just going through withdrawal. And
it literally is addictive. There's this new app apparently to get people off of social media. Did you hear about this?
No.
It's like did you watch the Firefest?
Yeah, I was just gonna bring that up.
So we can talk all about that. That show's hilarious. But the guy Mark Weinstein, he was like the yoga guru who's like really cool and really honest in it. I saw he has like this new company. I think it's an app or it's something, but it's a new company to get people off of social media because he says like it is an addiction. So I was like, that's really dope that he's like taking everything and like he's trying to help people out and like
is that the thing with like kind of a timer where
he's thinking about the activity monitor. Remember that?
Like there's this
I'm like,
there's an app that like silences everything and then it's just meant for you.
Well, I need that.
No,
I need that.
It's literally on your phone right now. It's an update that it monitors how much activity you are on a certain app.
I have that.
And then it cuts off at a certain time. But the thing is,
how do you cut it off? Mine doesn't cut off. It just tells me I've been active for like 12 hours.
Really?
Which means I need to cut it off, but I don't have the
I'll show you
willpower.
before you leave.
Okay.
But yeah, you can actually have a timer where everything's shut down except your texting. But like the thing is, you can put in a password to like get it off, but that's on you. But
I'll have you make the password so that way I can't get back in.
No,
that's serious.
I'll be like,
you're getting called or texted.
No, like I need to get off. It's so bad. I have it. It'll be like, you've been active for 12 hours. I'm like, I haven't even been awake for 12 hours. Like, what have I done with my life today?
Oh my God.
I need it to cut me off.
You're gonna call me.
You're
at
making
3
the
a.m.
password. No, I won't be
I'll
able to get into my phone.
You're like, Gomez, I need it. I'm like, Brooke, it's 3 a.m.
Yeah.
The fuck? Oh my God.
No,
but yeah,
that's the thing.
It's crazy.
You're making my password.
Fine.
Okay, thank you.
I might give it to your boyfriend just in case for emergency.
No, trust me.
Actually, that's the worst.
Yeah,
idea.
don't do it. He'll kill you. Not
my
actually.
God.
But.
That's funny. But yeah, I recognize who you're talking about in the Fire documentary. But just to even add on to that documentary, the fucking part with the Russian company taking pictures of girls on private jets that are docked, that really got me. I was like, fuck, of course.
It is I was like in awe the entire time I watched it. Like my jaw did not close once. Like it was just
like
the whole thing. And then I watched did you watch one on Hulu?
I haven't. I heard it.
I watched it. It's like more informational. Like it was easier to keep up on the Netflix ones. Yeah, the Netflix one was more like
entertaining.
The Crew, right?
Yeah, and it was done by Fuck Jerry's production company. So it's kind of like sided, but
I didn't know that.
The Hulu one is like very informational, but I liked the Netflix one better only because
like presentation wise.
Yeah, and because it just kind of like showed you like 20 days till the fest, like how quick it was like the editing. Yeah, it was just like done. I don't know. They both were good, but it was just like one was more informational, one was more like
entertaining.
They had the guy on the Hulu one, right? The guy who fucked everyone over.
Yeah, they paid him like a bunch of money.
That's the reason why I didn't want to watch it. I was like, I'm not fucking supporting this guy.
Yeah, see, like that's why I had to watch it. I was like, I gotta hear what this guy's gotta say for himself.
Making money?
Yeah, somehow.
It's crazy. I mean, it's funny because my boyfriend, he went to work after watching it, and he said that he was talking to some people he works with, and one of the friends of the person that he works with was like, oh yeah, like I went to Fire Festival, but like I didn't pay that much. I only paid like $600 because they were out of the villas. And he was like, you mean like the villas that were never villas?
Yeah.
Like, and it's crazy. He was like not pissed. Like those villas never existed, let alone that you just spent $600, which isn't a penny. Like
Hurricane Katrina, like
yeah, the
tents.
tents. Like
yeah.
I was just like, what? And like, it was crazy.
Did he get the sandwiches?
I have no idea. Like I literally didn't even ask questions. I just like was like to Mike. I was like,
He probably has a Magnesis card too. So
I know people that have them.
it's still around.
I don't
Is
know
that
if they're
the
still
question?
around, but I know
Yeah.
people that have had them.
I've never heard of that, and that was what 2000
In New York, they're like a
That's
thing.
New York
Okay.
thing.
Because
I went to school with like half Long Island people. So
okay, so
They
it
were a
was
thing.
it was a local New York thing.
it
I'd
was
say.
apparently it spread, but I just saw them at school, and
Yeah,
I saw them.
I mean they're hot looking, the cards, but the whole thing
Are
of
they
it.
are they like
It's
really
so
metal?
crazy.
Like they're just metal.
Yeah, it's like
right?
a
Yeah.
metal card,
It's a metal
which is
card
pretty
with the-
badass, and it's
Yeah,
all
it's dope.
black. It's like the black card, but like,
Yeah.
I'd hold on to that and sell it. Like
yeah,
couple
that
years
could be
down the line. That's
an
amazing.
antique
Yeah.
right there.
I mean, you know how much those Blockbuster cards sell
Oh
for
my
now?
God.
If you
I
have the
miss
membership card?
Blockbuster.
There's only one in the world now.
In Alaska.
There's still one open.
I think that I don't know if that closed, but they said it was in Oregon
Oh.
or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
I used
I
to
w-
find all the best Mary Kay and Ashley movies on there. In there, it was my favorite.
This is probably gonna be a bomb, but I fucking watched Lizzie McGuire for the first time like 2 weeks
Wait,
ago.
the show or the movie?
The movie.
That's my favorite movie.
But-
Well,
okay,
beside
I
Camp
thought I
Rock.
was gonna
Beside
get
Camp
hit.
Rock.
But don't
No.
ask why. I was just
No,
like,
yeah, it's just about to ask you why.
And I was just like,
You never watched it in like middle school or high school?
I was a big Nickelodeon Cartoon Network guy. Like I really didn't hit Disney Channel. I know.
Oh my God.
Like with the whole Jonas Brothers, we'll get to that.
Oh.
But like,
I like don't even know if I can talk about it. Like I'm still in shock.
Yeah, I ended up watching like a ton of Hannah Montana.
See, Hannah Montana was great though.
see, I got confused with Hannah Montana and Lizzie
Lizzie
McGuire. I was like,
McGuire.
who the fuck is who?
It was actually funny because in the movie, like she has a Doppler.
Yeah, and I was like watching it. I was like,
I wonder if that's where they caught Hannah Montana.
but then
from.
I forgot Hannah Montana was Miley Cyrus. I was like, I'm a fucking idiot. Like, oh wait, am I right? Like,
Yeah, Hannah Montana
the
was
most,
Miley. She
like-
played a double light.
yeah. So that was
Well, I
the
mean,
most
I
lost
guess
I've
she
ever
got
been.
you, you know.
Oh no, yeah, yeah. I was just very lost, and it was genuine. And my was like, wow, like,
Lizzie McGuire is so good.
yeah.
This is what dreams are made of. The last song they sing on the stage, like I still cry when I watch it.
Oh my god.
I
Every girl
performed it
sings
at my
that.
grandparents' wedding, not the other side of my family. They got married like when I was like 8, and I like literally did the whole performance
Oh my
from
god.
the movie. It was like my little cousin who looks like me. It was like
every
we killed it.
every pregame I see, like all the girls are at least singing that.
Mhm.
Like probably not every pregame, but like every other pregame,
Yeah.
and then it comes
No,
on.
It's
and,
a
like,
hit.
But
I love that movie.
yeah,
You like go home and watch
it
it.
was my first time watching. I was like, all right, well,
I can't believe
I'm
that.
so fucking late.
Did you
I'm-
ever watch like High School Musical?
Yeah,
Okay.
I did watch High
Okay,
School Musical.
Just checking.
I had to watch it because we were watching it at Beck, so it wasn't on my will. But I was like, fuck it, you know.
It was always like on Disney, so it's hard
Mhm.
not to miss.
I had to fall asleep till Disney till like 2 years ago. Because like every other TV show, every other TV channel
Oh,
has like
shit.
scary commercials. Like who wants to wake up
Oh.
at 2 a.m. with scary commercials? Like Disney never had scary commercials. So literally, I'm not kidding. Till maybe 2 years ago, I stopped watching
No, that's
Disney.
so
This is
funny.
Confessions by Brooke. New podcast.
New podcast. We're collaborating. This is my new co-host. Fuck
No.
you, Vespe. Anyway,
This is a takeover.
this
Yeah.
is this is 2019. We need a woman in here.
Yeah.
So, see you,
Time for
Nick.
equality. Yeah, but no, I'm dead serious. Like till 2 years ago, my mom was like, she walked down, and I woke up to like the Disney Kids, and it was like, she's like, "What are you watching?" And I was like, "I just haven't changed the channel yet." She's like, "You still sleep?" Like she caught me, and that's when I stopped. I was like, "All right." I loved it, and they still would sometimes play Jonas like at like 3 a.m.
Yeah, Matt.
Aren't they getting back together?
No.
Oh yeah.
Let's get into it,
Mhm.
Brooke. Let's get
Mhm.
into
Alright.
it. Yeah.
I
So
don't think
this wasn't announced. So that they dropped the bomb. Like it was just they dropped the album like it's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And I immediately, okay. So if none of you knew, Brooke had another alias as Brooke Jonas, and now I don't know if it's back, but it was on my phone at one point. That's
It's
how
literally
serious.
people are like, we still haven't taken it out. We're so happy. I remember in college freshman year, this girl, I was such good friends with her like all year,
Yeah.
and at the end of the year, she came up to me and she's like, "Wait, your last name is Rose? I was like, yeah, why? She goes, because I thought your middle name was Rose. She like thought my middle name was Rose that entire year.
Got him.
And that my last name is Jonas, and like my Facebook name is just like my first and middle name. And she's like, yeah. So I told everyone, like, I had a friend that had like a last name Jonas, which was really cool.
Yeah.
Because like I didn't tell anyone I was like obsessed with it. Like some people knew, but like I didn't like flaunt it the way I did in high school.
Yeah.
I tried to keep it under wraps to seem cool in college, but it didn't last long.
I'm gonna put you on blast because she had a cardboard cutout and brought it to school.
I brought it to school when Joe put his first solo debut album out. And were you in Mr. Davis's class with me? He was so pissed at me for bringing it, and he made us sit in silence for 45 minutes.
It depends on
with
what,
it standing.
I don't know if I was. I did have him as a teacher, but we probably like missed each other. But,
he was my teacher that year, and it was the same year. It was junior year, right? Or was it sophomore? Junior?
I think it was gonna be junior.
Yeah.
So.
And I changed my jersey on the back for flag football.
Oh my God. I was her coach.
And I got in so much trouble. There's now a rule. Do you know this? That you can't change your name?
Yeah.
It's like a literal rule.
I do remember that.
There's
I'm going to get a picture
rule.
and put it on the video.
There's a literal rule. I brought Joe to the game also, in case anyone was wondering. But, yeah, Davis had him like stand at like the podium and like didn't let anyone talk. He's like, we have a teacher here today, so no one can speak. And it was like my punishment, but it was like the best thing ever because I just got to like stare at Joe Jonas for 45 minutes. But yeah, they're coming back, and I'm clearly very excited.
They're back.
Yeah, but their music, I honestly have matured as a Jonas Brothers fan because I watched the music video. I waited up till midnight. If this was like 5 years ago, I would have been like really pissed I stayed up because their wives and like fiancés in it. Mm-hmm. And I like loved it. I was like here for it. I was like, they're the stars of it. Good for them. I've matured. I wasn't mad. I was like, I'm here for it.
And moved on.
Yeah, like that was like a full test if I've grown, and I think I have. I think I passed.
Right.
It was.
That's so funny you brought up flag football. I completely forgot that because I remember it was me. I don't know who else was a coach. Johnny. Yeah, Johnny.
We had like 15 coaches, I feel like.
Yeah,
we were like really intense.
For no reason. And we had like...
We were really good.
I was wearing a cardigan with like a button up, and I had a fucking Xbox 360 headset acting
yeah.
We were like talking to each other. Like, it was the stupidest thing in the world, but it was
but we won both years. We killed it.
Yeah, so class of 2013, shout out. But yeah, with that obsession. I was such a shithead in Davis's class. Like... I hid in the closet once, and I told Josh Flowers to call me because Davis was getting pissed that people weren't showing up for their presentations and shit.
Oh, damn.
So, yeah, I was just fucking with him, and I just hid in the closet, told Josh to call me, so, like, it rings in the closet, and he walked in, he's like, where the fuck is Gomez? That's an exaggeration. He's like, where the fuck is Gomez? He's like, oh, he's not here today. He's like, damn! Like, fucking pissed and everything, and Josh calls me. And he hears the phone ring, and his back's against the closet, and then he just kicks it with his legs from the back, like boom, kicks it. And I'm like, "Yo, what's up, Davis?"
I love that. I like that we had like good experience with like our high school teachers.
I think our class was really cool.
Yeah,
like
we were.
At the end, that's where it counted.
Yeah,
like, we all ended 100%. Up just chilling, especially on prom weekend. We were all on one street. Fun. Like
prom was so fun. I think I literally visited every single house.
Yeah,
which is cool.
I was everywhere. I was in the.
I don't know where I was from weekend, to be honest, but I know that I hung out with everyone.
Yeah,
I was everywhere.
I have old Vines from prom.
Oh my god,
that
Vine!
I lost because Vine got taken over, and like, I just remember the block party that happened because the cops were coming, and you know, one of the cops had their tires flat for some reason. Everyone just started partying in the street, and they couldn't do anything.
Oh my god, I remember.
And
that.
like this motel across from us had another group, and they were all like coming to the
I remember that.
Pool. It was insane. Prom was such a good time. But Johnny, was so fun. Johnny was my roommate, and it was just a shit show.
I miss Johnny. I haven't seen him in a while.
I was trying to get him to come today to like replace Nick. So yeah, but he
Johnny, I'm pissed at you. If you're watching this.
Big Chan. He said he's going to his grandma's. I'm like,
oh, okay. It's
I'm
accepted.
like, okay,
I forgive you.
But I'm like, you're down the street. Your grandma lives like right there. Like, but whatever. But I mean, this is great because we, you know, have a one-on-one talk.
Yeah.
And then with Patrick on the side.
Yeah.
Like, throwing his 2 cents. But it's like, I don't know. It's just time flies, and especially like class of 2013, 6 years ago. Are you fucking kidding me? Like once we hit that decade mark, like. Shit, and you weren't at the 5-year reunion, right?
Nope.
I don't even remember.
I couldn't go. I was like really sad because I actually was excited, but I was like, it's fine because like the 10 years like where people will know what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like everyone will know
I'll
we'll
probably
have stuff to talk about. Like,
I'll probably
now
be
it's just nice to see people.
I'll probably still be the drunk piece of shit there, but I really don't care.
I'll probably still be the girl just like wandering around with her Joe Jonas cardboard.
I was just gonna say that, but
because it'll still be relevant, and I knew it was gonna happen.
You knew?
No, but like in my heart, I knew they'd eventually.
It's funny because
because
I was on my phone at night and I was like, "Oh fuck, the Jonas Brothers!" Like what? I looked at your story and then you're shouting out Rachel Vigiano, like, "Is this real?" or some shit.
We were so hyped.
I was like, "Here we go!" Like,
yeah.
is Jonas?
No, it's
coming
crazy.
back?
Like all the people that I had that connection with that I haven't talked to in forever. Like
Oh,
we
really?
all were like, "Yo, we're emptying our bank accounts."
Oh
like,
my God.
and then you see all the memes where it's like all the girls in their 20s going
Yeah,
crazy, and
yeah.
I was like, "That's where we just said that to each other."
It's so true.
No, yeah.
It's funny because someone had that on Twitter, and someone commented, "It's like it's not just the white girls." I'm like, "That's true."
No, we're a
but,
community. It's
yeah,
everybody.
It's everybody. Like everybody in their 20s that grew up in that era of like primetime TV for as a kid.
I'm just so happy about it. It's just like makes me happy. I'm like just I don't know.
That's
Because like
funny.
the fact that they like weren't. I mean, everyone. It just feels better because everyone was like that Jonas Brothers suck. They're gone, and it's like
I just
no,
don't
they
know.
don't. They rock. They're amazing, and now they're back.
Listen,
so
I'm just gonna
happy.
put myself out there. I'm talking shit on the Jonas Brothers, but it's
okay, I
because
forgive you.
it's because I'm not in context and I just don't know them. So
Yeah.
people tend to do that, you know.
I think a
Exactly.
lot of guys.
Yeah.
back in the day did
I'm-
that.
listen,
It was
I'm-
a guy thing.
I'm just
really.
being a fucking hater because one, I'm clearly jealous these guys are fucking getting all the attention. You know, that's where hate comes from.
I was about to
Jealousy
say that's
is
what
the-
hate is.
Always.
Jealousy is the root. You just gotta pluck that fucker out. But I haven't even listened to
I
it
mean,
yet.
same thing with
but-
Justin Bieber. I wonder how many people
Justin-
hated him
yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
He's doing good.
Yeah, dude,
For,
I like
for
him.
being that young and being that famous. He could have been worse, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
I like him. His songs are pretty good.
I love Justin
Yeah.
Bieber.
Like,
I heard "Baby" the other day.
oh
Long
my
time.
god. I wonder how that sounds now because his balls dropped and his voice is deeper.
Yeah.
Like,
I definitely prefer Justin now.
Yeah,
yeah, I mean,
he hasn't put out new music in like a few years.
what is he doing? I'm curious.
I heard
haven't-
he's like
showing.
getting himself like straight. Like
That's
he's-
good.
He's been.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
From the tabloids.
yeah.
Those are my insights.
Tabloids were also saying like
Yeah.
fans saw him and he looked like distraught and just gaunt
Yeah.
as
Okay.
fuck.
Well,
I mean, I
fuck
feel like-
tabloids.
I know, but he looked like he was some on shit, or he was probably like in the healing stage where his body's physically,
Yeah.
going through it. But I mean, just saying, like superficially, like it looked like
Yeah.
he was like going through some shit. But
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like if you're in that spotlight, like even if you looked like shit one day, like they're gonna drag it out and make it look like. Even though but I have read that he is like dealing with himself, but like in a good way. Like he just put out a post apparently that said like I'm just asking for everyone to send me prayers like for healing and love and light, which is like a beautiful thing. Like
yeah, I didn't even know that. So
yeah, I think it was today. Literally, I think I saw it earlier.
Well then,
But
Breaking news.
yeah,
Yeah.
breaking news by Brooke.
But yeah, no, I think that he did handle like I feel like being so young, like it could really fight like Miley,
Yeah,
like all
Yeah,
that.
I
You
mean,
know,
a lot
they
of
all
them,
went
like-
through stuff. They all blamed Disney. I was like the Jonas Brothers.
yeah.
They were pretty good though. They just kept their silence.
I mean, Lindsay
Like,
Lohan. I don't know
Oh,
what happened.
yeah.
to
Who
her.
did well?
She-
Hillary Duff? No,
No.
Yeah.
she did well, right?
Well,
I think so.
she like backed out, or
Yeah.
not backed out. She got out like as soon as she could.
She's
So I think that's pretty.
Being
well.
famous behind the scenes, which I
Yeah.
think is the smartest,
yeah.
because you're making your money, but you're not getting
Yeah.
Oh
sucked
my God.
in.
I
You know
like
who
want
I
to go
like?
watch like real Disney Channel. I haven't watched it in like 2 years.
Yeah,
Even,
send me
even
some
though he wasn't,
recommendations.
even though he wasn't Disney Channel, I like Nick Cannon. He
I
turned his
love
stuff-
Nick Cannon.
Nick
Do you watch
Cannon.
Wild and Out?
Yeah.
I love that
God.
show.
I don't watch the new shit, but the old shit I really.
I love it.
I
think I've seen every season.
I keep forgetting he's not with Mariah anymore.
Yeah,
Ugh.
I heard
I'm so out of it.
he
They-
wants her to be on a new show that he's doing. I did read that though.
Well,
I keep saying I don't read anything. Like clearly
No,
I do.
but-
I read like Daily Mail. Like I don't believe anything I read, but like
yeah,
that stuff I like to know about.
but you can't help it. It's there.
it's everywhere.
That's what I'm
It's
saying.
It's so
clickbait.
scary.
It's clickbait. That's
And,
Yeah.
and this is not even you trying. If it's
I
on your
know.
Facebook.
I like
feed.
think I'm like not up to date with everything, and then here I am just spitting facts.
No, I
left and
feel you. I mean, I don't use social media, but I know a lot for some reason.
right. Yeah, it's like how do we know this stuff without even knowing? I wonder what people do that actually like read about it.
Yeah. All right. Well, so hey, we're gonna wrap this up.
Oh, okay. Well,
But,
I'm glad I can't.
that was like how long was that?
Hour 25.
Hour 25.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was fun.
You kind of don't realize it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just looked at the time. I was like, okay, I got to get her going to dinner.
Oh yeah.
But
my family dinner. I'm 12.
I know.
It's like the most family members I've ever seen in life.
But I do want to thank you for coming on.
Of course, thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, of
I'm
course.
So happy.
And I hope you can come on another time.
I was gonna say like anytime.
Yeah, but I do want to end with saying I think that people are asking the wrong questions when we see each other and are asking what are you doing instead of how are you doing. So
cheesy.
I know,
but it's very true.
Some people need to hear
Yeah.
the cheese, you know.
Yeah.
You're doing a great thing, and
Thank you.
Like, do it at your own pace, and that's how you should do it. And
I mean, you can only do it at your own pace, really.
Yeah. And I think the most important thing, besides asking how are you doing, not what are you doing, is really looking someone in the eye and asking them how they're doing, not just listening to their words, but genuinely like making that connection, because this day and age it's really hard to find something deeper than the surface tells you. So just look out for the people that you love and make sure everyone is truly doing fine, and it's not just, and if they're not, that they can go to you, because spread some love and light.
I know, it's just I learned so much from you today, like the whole, like, you know, you deleted the Kendall Jenner picture.
I had to. I was so pissed for Chandler.
That's I was just like, wow. And I'm seeing a different side of you, like,
yeah,
you know, and it's not just me, it's people watching.
That's why I was happy that you asked me to come on, because a lot of people, you know.
Yeah. And no one knows her dad was LeBron's agent. So, but this is Brooke's episode. That's why I wanted to throw it on the end.
But
you know?
let's mention that again.
Yeah.
No, but in reality, it's very hard. It's very hard, because that's why for me it was such a struggle. Sorry, you can like put this in somewhere earlier if you need. But like for me, like that's the worst part of it, was that I had all these expectations of a life I thought I had to follow, life I thought I had to live. And then I figured out who I was and what I was passionate about, and then having to decide which way I wanted to go about it or how to loop it all together.
Yeah.
It was really difficult, but now I'm in a good place, and my dad's the most proud of me that he ever could be, because I'm in a good space. And that's what matters. So now I have a support system. I have healthy conversations, coping mechanisms. That's all you could really ask for.
And you're honestly blessed to have that, because
so lucky.
Not everyone has that. So before we log off, where can everyone find you and BTheliight and get more information?
BTheliight has its own website. It's BTheliight with 2 eyes.com, and then we have the Instagram page, and it's kind of on pause right now, but there's a lot of content that you can use to find it, and so it should be up and running again in like a month. But the site's still up; it's just not updated. So,
all right. So, guys, if you want to know more information about Brooke and BTheliight, please refer to the description. So, I'm gonna wrap up episode number 5.
Wow.
Yeah. So we're 5 episodes deep. This is like 5 weeks old, and we've come so far. Awesome. But I just want to thank you guys for tuning in, and be sure to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube page.
Subscribe.
And most importantly, we're on Apple Podcast. If you guys could rate us, just remember you have to write something. So any help or any, you know, suggestions, and we'd really appreciate it. So hopefully next episode Nick will be back. If not, we'll try to get a sub. But thanks, guys. Episodes will be dropped on Wednesday now. So tune in next time, and thank you.
Thank you very much.